Purdy out of the shotgun, drops a couple of steps, going to take a deep shot to Brandon Ayuk. It's deflected.
He caught!
Cousins, first read taken away. Left side, he throws. Wide open pick!
From being able to make a play on that football.
That's where Sutter was so good last year. The red zone.
Nix evades the run. Nix the fake. Another fake, and he spins into the end zone.
They're going to get a free play. Rodgers is the master at it, and a touchdown by Lazard. Jones on the fake. Pressure coming, and he's sacked by Parsons.
God, corner.
Open man Hudson. The throw caught. Hudson lost the ball. Looked like a touchdown. Instead, it's a turnover.
On the pocket. Cuts away from Chenal, who's trying to get after him for a second time, but the ball is thrown to the end zone, and it's caught!
On it to McCaffrey right up the middle, and a stiff arm. McCaffrey for 6.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Isaiah checking in. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful Thursday here, wherever you guys may be. Welcome into a abrupt extra point, I would say, because we never planned on having this show. We just decided to have it because, I got some time to kill. So, it's a big day in the football world because, we got a lot of coaching interviews going on. We got, playoff games happening this weekend. So it's going to be very, very exciting to see. It's going to be very exciting to see what transpires, this starting today and then this weekend. A couple topics we got on the docket today. The Patriots are interviewing Mike Vrabel today. Big day in New England. They're interviewing Mike Vrabel. They got a Zoom interview with Ben Johnson coming up, I believe, tomorrow on Friday. So it's a big day in New England. The two front runners for the Patriots job is going to be interviewing today. We'll talk about who's a better fit. Who I think the Patriots should hire. Is it Mike Vrabel? Is it Ben Johnson? I'll give you my thoughts on that, and then we'll get into the coaching carousel, make some predictions on who should go where and who I think will go where. So make sure you guys grab your popcorn, grab your breakfast. I know on the West Coast right now it's breakfast time, brunch time. Grab your brunch. People on the East Coast, grab your lunch. Just tune in. If you're at work right now, appreciate you guys taking some time out of your work day and tuning in. Really appreciate you. If you guys like what you guys are seeing, make sure you guys tune in to the MI6 Sports Network as well as the IM6 Network. We got a lot of great content for you guys all. So let's get into it. It's a big day. Big week, in the football world. A lot of stuff is happening right now. So let's talk about it. Let's get our, thoughts into it. But let's start with New England. I know my guys, Ben Cruz and Laurel were able to, come on with us today, but they're, I think they're busy right now with work. So Mike Vrabel versus Ben Johnson. Vrabel's interviewing today. Ben Johnson is interviewing tomorrow for the Patriots job. Look, Robert Kraft has got to get this right? He's got to get this right because you got rid of Belichick after he had that 20-year run. And, I think it was the right decision to, let go of Belichick because the time had run out for Bill Belichick, right? It was time for a fresh start there in New England after one of the greatest dynasties in all of sports. It was time for a fresh start in New England, and that was a good move, right? You needed a fresh voice. But what I didn't agree with was the decision to go and get Gerard and have Gerard Mayo to be the head coach and elevate him. I thought what the Patriots needed was they needed a fresh new voice from outside the organization. They needed someone that would bring fresh new ideas to this franchise and to innovate this franchise and to start the special new era of Patriots football. You didn't need someone from the old coaching staff. You didn't need someone from the Belichick way. No, you needed someone that would bring fresh new ideas, fresh new philosophies, and fresh new visions for the New England Patriots. And so I thought, look, the Patriots, Mike Vrabel played for the team. Yeah, he played for Belichick. He's got that Belichickian, he's Patriots culture, but he's not really like part of the Belichick. Like he runs his team the way that Belichick runs his team. I feel like he runs his team the way that Mike Vrabel runs his team. It's a different culture. It's a different vision. I thought last year Vrabel should have been the guy. That's the guy I really wanted the Patriots to get, fresh, voice. Also, Ben Johnson was another guy I was like, man, give him the keys to your organization because Ben Johnson is a wizard. I mean, some of these plays that he draws up, I mean, it's ultra dynamic. It's absolutely incredible. It's amazing what he draws up. And I thought, look, give him a 6-year deal. Let him run the organization as he sees fit. Look, the Niners did the same thing with Kyle Shanahan, right? We were a laughingstock franchise. We gave him the keys to the organization. Look at us now. We've been to 2 Super Bowls in Shanahan's time there. We've been to 3 NFC championships there. I would say that has worked out very well. But for the Patriots, you need fresh new ideas. You need fresh new voices, right? You need a fresh new vision. And so I think having these two guys be the main candidates for the Patriots job, I think it makes a lot of sense. I don't think that they should have done this last year. They should have either had one of these two guys that is on your screen be the next head coach of the New England Patriots, not Gerard Mayo, because you don't need someone from the old coaching staff. You need new ideas. And so Robert Kraft, if he hires one of these two men, he won't get it wrong. It will be a great decision either way. Who do I think they should hire, though? Vrabel or Johnson? For me, I know Mike Vrabel is a Patriots legend. He was inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame. He's got a great relationship with the Kraft family. That makes a lot of sense. I know I wanted Vrabel to be the head coach of the Patriots last year. But for me, I'm going to say Ben Johnson. I think that, you need to get out of anybody that's played for this franchise. You need someone from the outside that's totally from the outside. Ben Johnson is an offensive wizard. He's a dynamic play caller. We've seen some of the plays that he's drawn up. It's just absolutely incredible. He's very good at, getting the best out of quarterbacks. Jared Goff was kind of like a wounded bird before Ben Johnson took the job there in Detroit as his offensive coordinator, and he's just completely revived Jared Goff. I mean, Jared Goff is now in the MVP conversations. Jared Goff is looking like a superstar quarterback out there. I think Ben Johnson would be better for Drake May than Mike Vrabel, because Mike Vrabel is a great leader of men. He's a great culture setter. That's great and all. But I think with Drake May, you need a guy that can further Drake May's development, that can develop him into a superstar quarterback, and build a great offense around him. And if you hire Ben Johnson, you won't need to continuously recycle play callers and have new play callers coming in left and right, which wouldn't mess with the quarterback. So if you have Ben Johnson there, Ben Johnson can be there for 8 to 10 years, and he could be the primary play caller and play designer for Drake May and this offense, and he would breathe new life into this offense. And he would be, I think, what Kyle Shanahan is for the 49ers and what Sean McVay is for the Los Angeles Rams to the Patriots. And I think that would be a fun team to watch. If Ben Johnson ultimately went to New England, I think I think Vrabel would be a good hire, but I think Johnson would be the better hire because I just don't like the fact that you bring in Vrabel, you bring in an offensive coordinator. If that offensive coordinator is successful there, Drake May looks great, then he would leave for a head coaching job, and then you're basically starting from square one with the offense. I think you got to prioritize your quarterback. You got to prioritize your offense in this hiring for the New England Patriots. And I think with Ben Johnson, you do that, you bring that fresh new ideas to the organization. He would be able to jumpstart the organization, and I think he would be a great hire for the New England Patriots. So I'm gonna say that I think that Ben Johnson needs to be the next head coach of the New England Patriots. But I think that with Vrabel or Johnson, I don't think you can really go wrong with either one of these two candidates. I think that whoever you pick, I think will be a great slam dunk hire. But for me, I prefer Ben Johnson. Just because I think that you need to prioritize your development of your quarterback and making him a superstar like Ben Johnson has done with Jared Goff in Detroit. So that's who I would pick if I'm for the Patriots. Speaking of pickings for a coach, let's get into the coaching carousel, shall we, folks? We've got, I believe, 6 jobs right now that is open. We have 6 jobs that are open right now. We've got the Jacksonville Jaguars. We've got the New England Patriots, like we just talked about. We got the Las Vegas Raiders, who fired Antonio Pierce, making him one and done. Next to Gerard Mayo, we've got the Chicago Bears. We've got the New York Jets, and also we have the Cowboys, who are a question mark. They haven't opened yet. They might open. We shall wait and see on that. And we have the New Orleans Saints as well. So we have 6 job openings right now. I'm going to give you my pick for each and every one of them and why I'm going to pick them. And then we're probably going to end the show. It's been a great, short show. Keep it nice and sweet. And we'll wait to see, the games this weekend and what ultimately ends up transpiring. So let's get into the coaching carousel. We got 6 jobs: Patriots, Jags, Raiders, Bears, Jets, and Saints. Let's start with the New England Patriots, because I'm pretty sure I already touched on them in great detail about their job. For me, for the New England Patriots head coaching job, folks, I am going with Ben Johnson to be the head coach of the New England Patriots. Mike Vrabel, like I said, is a great candidate as well. You can't do wrong with either one of these 2 candidates, Ben Johnson or Mike Vrabel. But for me, I prefer the quarterback development. You have to develop Drake May. You got to prioritize that. Ben Johnson is an offensive wizard. He's a quarterback guru. He would get the best out of Drake May. He would rejuvenate what has been a very, very stale offense there in New England. You have to get the best out of the quarterback for the New England Patriots. You have to. It's an absolute must that you do it there. And I think that, look, Robert Kraft loves Mike Vrabel. They have a great relationship there in New England. But I also think another factor why that I'm picking Ben Johnson is because, look, Vrabel is going to have a lot of competition. So will Johnson. But I just think if you're Robert Kraft, look, like I said earlier, you got to look at this from your quarterback's point of view. Vrabel is a great culture setter. Ben Johnson's got great leadership skills as well. He's going to set a great culture there, but he's also young. He can be Drake May's primary play caller for 15 years. You're not going to have that with Vrabel. You're going to be going through offensive coordinators left and right if Drake May ends up being successful for the New England Patriots. So I think for me, it's a smart hire to hire Ben Johnson. I think that Robert Kraft will come to his senses and he will give Ben Johnson the keys to the franchise to be the next head coach of the New England Patriots. I think that would be a great, smart move for the Patriots. And hey, Patriots will be fun to watch if indeed it is Ben Johnson being the next head coach of the New England Patriots. All right, let's stay let's stay in the AFC, but go to the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is a very complicated job because I thought the Jaguars were going to clean house, right? I thought they were going to fire both Doug Peterson and Trent Baalke, but they instead only fired Doug Peterson. Trent Baalke's kept there. This dude is a leech. I don't understand how he keeps keeping his job, yet the head coach leaves. Like, it makes no sense. He is the main domino there. He's been there for 5-6 years, and he's gone through 3 head coaches. Like, dude, at some point, you're the problem. It ain't the coach, it is you. He did the same thing in San Francisco. He would always leech, and he would always stay, and the head coach would leave, and he would not get along with the head coach to the point where he pushes the head coach out, and ultimately, the Niners finally realized and got rid of him, but it took a while. But it isn't the same thing that's going on in Jacksonville. Trent Baalke is a leech. That man should be out of a job there. He's done a piss-poor job running the organization there in Jacksonville. You literally picked Trayvon Walker over Aiden Hutchinson. Everybody and their grandma knew that Aiden Hutchinson was the pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars. But the Jags decided not to and overthought about it and picked Trayvon Walker. Makes no sense whatsoever. That's a stupid decision. I said that at the draft, and I'll say it then, that was a stupid decision for the Jacksonville Jaguars. It makes no sense that Baalke still keeps his job there. I don't know who's going to want to go to Jacksonville, because I think someone that really, really desperately wants a head coaching job will go to Jacksonville to work with Trent Baalke. It just doesn't make any sense that the Jags not getting rid of Baalke, but getting rid of Peterson. It just doesn't make any sense. Who's going to want to work with Trent Baalke? A lot of guys have already expressed hesitancy to try to work with Trent Baalke. When I look at this job, Robert Saleh's interviewing there, former defensive coordinator of the Jags. I think he got a raw deal in New York. I think he's going to want to push for an organization that has stability. So I don't really see him going to Jacksonville. Pete Carroll desperately wants a head coaching job, so maybe I could see him there in Jacksonville. Joe Brady is interviewing. Liam Cohen is interviewing. Buccaneers offensive coordinator. Ben Johnson, surprisingly, is interviewing. I don't think he would take that job, because unless Baalke is fired, I don't think he would take that job with the Jags. You know what? I'm gonna go with a crazy name. I'm gonna go with a crazy one. And it's only because I don't think anybody that is a top commodity will take this job because of the presence of Trent Baalke. I think the next head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars is going to be Pete Carroll. I do, because I think Pete desperately wants to get back into coaching. I think he's going to take the job despite the presence of Baalke. I think Shad Khan wants to hire a big-time name. He always swings for the fences. He did that with Urban Meyer. Doug Peterson was a big name after he won a Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles. I think the Jaguars need a culture reset. I think Carroll really wants to get back into coaching. So I think that, having said that, I think he's going to end up being the head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, because he really wants to get back in. He's going to just, swallow the bullet of, Baalke being there. And I think he's going to ultimately end up becoming the next head coach of the Jaguars. And Shad Khan's going to parade Pete Carroll around Pete Carroll, wow, a superstar head coach, man. Let's go. But I think out of desperation, I think Pete takes the job there in Jacksonville. Let's go to the Raiders. This is interesting one. Vegas has a lot of cap space. Vegas is going to have a top 10 pick. Tom Brady's running the organization. They reached out reportedly to Bill Belichick, but Belichick was like, nah, I'm staying in UNC. Tom Brady's going to have a lot of sway in this. And you know what? I think this is sort of easy, because I have Ben Johnson going to the New England Patriots. So for me, I'm going to go Vrabel. Vrabel and Brady's got a great relationship. Like I said with the Patriots, Vrabel's going to have a lot of options. He can go to the Patriots or he can go work for his longtime buddy Tom Brady. Vrabel's a great culture setter. I think that's what Vegas needs. They need a real head coach that can set the culture there and that can provide a foundation in Las Vegas. They don't have a quarterback right now, so they can afford to kind of, do the thing where they, have different play callers and get that leader of men type of a coach. So I got Vrabel. Vrabel's going to be the head coach of the Raiders. He goes work with Tom Brady. They get one of the top candidates of this coaching carousel, and I think it's great for Mark Davis, great for Tom Brady. He gets his buddy, so I think it's great. And you're in that division, AFC West, right, with Jim Harbaugh, Sean Payton, Andy Reid. You need a superstar level head coach, and I think that's what the Raiders ultimately do. I got Vrabel going there. Chicago. Let's go to the NFC. Chicago, they got Caleb Williams there. They got a lot of picks. They've got a lot of money to spend. They got to get a head coach. They want to get a big name, I feel like. And Kevin Warren, former Ohio State or Big Ten president, he's running the search there. A lot of experience in college, worked for the Vikings. It would kind of be, I feel like, it would be smart if they were to get a quarterback guru, but I just feel like they got to get a proven head coach. And I know Pete Carroll's interviewing there as well. Joe Brady makes a lot of sense there. He's a very dynamic play caller. The thing is, I don't know if Chicago wants to hire another first-time head coach because they did that with Eberflus. That did not work out. They're interviewing guys like Matt Campbell, David Shaw. I think is getting interviewed for that job. You know what? I'm going to go with it. I think the next head coach of the Chicago Bears is going to be David Shaw. David Shaw from Stanford is former Stanford head coach David Shaw, well regarded. Everybody, back in the day were trying to get him. I think David Shaw will go to Chicago and be the next head coach of the Chicago Bears. He's a leader. He's a guy that's an offensive guru. He's coached some good quarterbacks like Andrew Luck. Kevin Hogan from Stanford. So he knows quarterbacks. He worked in the Broncos organization. Learned from Sean Payton on how to run the organization, be the top leader there. I just think it makes a lot of sense for David Shaw to be there. They get that leader of men. They get that college, that college flavor with David Shaw, Kevin Warren. It just makes a lot of sense there. I got the Bears getting David Shaw to be the next head coach of the Chicago Bears. And I think that he would do a great job there in Chicago. And he will be the guy there. And, in that division, look, Dan Campbell, leader of men, Matt LaFleur, great play caller. You either need to have a great leader of men or you need to have a great play caller. You got to have a dynamic coach because that division is getting tougher and tougher. And I think Shaw, he's got a lot of experience there. He won't be scared of the moment. And I think that he would be a great fit there in Chicago. Let's move on to, we got about a couple more left. Jets and Saints. Listen, these are going to be the two jobs that are going to be hardest to fill because of the situations, in their respective situations. Jets mess with Woody Johnson. That's a mess there. It feels like they need a leader. They need a new GM. We don't know what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers. They need a quarterback potentially there. Saints, same thing. You're going to have Derek Carr most likely for another couple of years. A lot of their cap strapped. So for me, and the Saints, let's start with the Saints first, and then we'll go to the Jets last. The Saints, they want a coach that is experienced reportedly. They want a coach that is really, really, maybe have some flavor in the organization, maybe have some, like a coach that has experience in the organization. Aaron Glenn, I think, would be a great fit there. Joe Brady would be a great fit there. With the New Orleans Saints. But you know what? I'm going to go with Joe Brady. I think they need to bring, like the Patriots, they need a new jump start to the offense. They need some new ideas there. They need someone to be an innovative offensive coach. And I think, look, when you hire that innovative offensive young coach, it's worked out well. I mean, it worked out with Sean Payton. They've been, Dennis Allen, they tried to get someone from the Payton coaching tree. That didn't work out. But for New Orleans, it's always about offense for the Saints. And, you need a guy to work with Derek Carr. Derek Carr, before he got hurt with Kubiak's offense, I mean, he was balling, right? First 2 games of the season. So I think that Joe Brady, having been in the organization, he cut his teeth there. I think that he would be a great fit there for the New Orleans Saints. Young coach, kind of in a mode of, young Sean Payton-ish, great play caller. Everywhere he's been outside of Carolina, he's been a dynamic play caller. So I think he would be a great, great fit for the New Orleans Saints. And I think that, Joe Brady, that he would rejuvenate that organization. He'd be a coach that you can build around for at least 8 to 10 years. And then let's go to the last one, the Jets. I mean, this one's tough because, who do you think really would want to go there? You need a new GM. You need a new Aaron Rodgers potentially might be out the door there. Devontae Adams is a free agent. I mean, it's a mess in that organization. You know what? Even though I say it's a mess, I don't know who's going to want to, get in it. I know they're not interviewing Gruden. They, have a lot of, they're interviewing GM and coaches separately. Having said that, I think it's going to be Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy is going to leave Dallas for the New York Jets because I think that, look, Woody Johnson is not going to be able to get a lot of top coaches. Mike McCarthy's available. You got that Aaron Rodgers connection. I think they're going to bring Rodgers back for another year with Devontae Adams and kind of try to have it be Green Bay, but in New York. So I got Mike McCarthy going to the Jets, leaving Dallas for the Jets. He'll be able to get a better say or get a much better say in terms of roster because he might be able to bring in his own GM. So I think that's a better situation for him. And I think he'll get a lot of leeway because, Woody Johnson, he's been running coaches out left and right, running GMs out left and right. He's got to stop with that. So got an established coach, Mike McCarthy, who's done a really good job building offenses in Dallas. I mean, Dallas had a really good offense. They just can't win in the playoffs. I feel like they need a fresh start there in Dallas, Texas. And I think that the Cowboys realize that McCarthy wants too much money, but Woody Johnson wants to make a splash, so-called. So I think that's a great move for them. So that leaves the Cowboys because I got the Cowboys job opening with McCarthy departing Dallas for New York. So who's Jerry Jones going to hire? That's going to be one of the most fascinating jobs open on the coaching carousel. Who is Jerry gonna go get? Jerry likes the glitz. He likes the glamour. He likes the star power. And he's been wanting this guy, for the last couple of years. He's been interested. He reached out to him back when he was at his original stop. He didn't go there. He turned him down, but there were a lot of rumors connecting this guy to the Dallas Cowboys. But now you look at it a few years later, this guy, his place doesn't really want him. They want a fresh start. It seems like Jerry needs a fresh start. It seems like he's a bright offensive mind. Jerry's always wanted him. This time I feel like is now. The next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, folks, will be, drumroll please, Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley will leave USC in a stunning move to go to the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry has always wanted him. There's been heavy smoke in the past connecting Lincoln Riley to Dallas. It seems like him and USC, that relationship is on thin ice and it's on rocks. It's very rocky. Jerry gets a young, glitzy, glamorous offensive play caller. A guy that he's always wanted to coach the Dallas Cowboys, and Lincoln Riley gets his dream job, coaching the Dallas Cowboys. And, you know, yeah, he has to work with Jerry Jones, but I think he wants to get away from USC. I think that partnership it's time for a split there. You know, it just hasn't worked out. You know, Lincoln hasn't recruited very well at USC. They haven't won like they expected it to. Both sides need a break. So USC will open this year. The Cowboys will steal Lincoln Riley from USC to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Those are my predictions. I'm going to run it down again. We've got Pete Carroll to the Jaguars, Ben Johnson to the Patriots, Mike Vrabel to the Raiders, David Shaw to the Bears, Mike McCarthy to the Jets, and Joe Brady to the New Orleans Saints. And last but not least, the bomb of the night, Lincoln Riley to the Dallas Cowboys, man. And it's going to be very fascinating. Go ahead and submit your picks, guys, to see who I want to see and know who you guys think will be the head coaches of these openings. And if there's some crazy openings that you foresee, go ahead and put it in the comments section. But folks, it's been a great show. Appreciate everybody for tuning into this abrupt, episode of Extra Point. Stay safe, stay healthy. And folks, hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hope you guys have a great day. And I'll see you guys next time for another edition of Extra Point. Have a great night, everybody.
Bang, bang, not a game.
Purdy out of the shotgun, drops a couple of steps, going to take a deep shot. The Brandon Ayuk, it's deflected and caught.
Cousins, first read taken away. Left side, he throws. Wide open pitch. From being able to make a play on that football. That's where we're so good last year. The red zone. Nix evades the run. Nix the fake. Another fake, and he spins into the end zone.
They're going to get a free play. Rodgers is the master at it, and a touchdown by Lazard. Jones on the fake, pressure coming, and he's sacked by Parsons.
God, the corner. Open man Hudson. The throw, caught. Hudson lost the ball. Looked like a touchdown. Instead, it's a turnover.
On the pocket. Cuts away from Chenal, who's trying to get after him for a second time, but the ball is thrown to the end zone, and it's caught!
On it to McCaffrey, right up the middle, and a stiff arm, McCaffrey for 6.